I could just sit on my couch, keep watching Netflix and sell my home. So the concept of iBuying is basically just allowing a consumer to buy and or sell their home through an app or online. So as opposed to using, the 6+ counterparties in a mostly offline analog route, Opendoor allows you to both buy and sell your home with a tap of a button. So like, for example, if you are a consumer and you own a house, and you say, I could list my home in the open market, which takes on average, a couple months, with 6+ counterparties, multiple showings and stagings and the potential for orders to fall through and price negotiations and all those things. I could just sit on my couch, keep watching Netflix and sell my home. And the idea there is you go to the app, the Opendoor app, you type in your address, you do like a quick video tour of your home, you answer some questions about the square footage, the condition, your bedrooms, and you get a preliminary offer. And that's a range. But if you accept, then Opendoor will send an inspector, collect a little bit more data, and you'll get a final offer. And if you agree, then that money is yours. So you've got instant liquidity. And it's a really easy experience. You have someone who works with you every step of the way, and that's their flagship product, which is Sell with Opendoor. And then, on the buy side, which is what they're increasingly focusing on, the buy side's really, really challenging as well, because, you have to get a mortgage, homeowner's insurance, warranty, title and escrow, all these offline legal documents that you have to incorporate in the process. And you're paying different people each step of the way to participate in your transaction. And so if a company could come in and internalize all of those different services, it's a better consumer experience. And it's a huge one for a company. That it's a huge opportunity for the company that can do that.
If we could just double click and break down exactly what happens when a transaction goes through for a consumer, what their primary profit center is, and then also what future profit centers might look like.
It is completely a portfolio-based company. And so not thinking about it in the setting or the context of macro is not helpful. So for example, let's start in a flat market, right? In a flat market, Opendoor is going to charge you 5% fee, which is a little bit better than a realtor. And then they'll probably charge you a few percentage points of spread just to make, a 7 to 8% gross profit margin so that they can achieve their contribution profit margin goalposts. Okay. So if you sell a home to Opendoor, you're paying the 5%, which you would have paid anyways to a realtor. But at the same time, you're probably getting like 97 to 98% of your home's value today. And that's like the liquidity premium, right? Like when you think about the difference in experiencing the offline transaction and how miserable that is versus just being able to do it with, a few buttons on your phone, that's what you're paying. You're paying for no hassle, no cleaning, no showing, no staging, no talking to people, right? Like you just get your liquidity now. And so for that value, Opendoor charges that spread. In an up market, you might get a little bit more than your home's value today. Because Opendoor is baking in some of that home price appreciation, and they're still going to make their same amount. They might even make a little bit more if they're able to sell, in a few months, and HPA keeps going higher. In a down market, Opendoor's profitability lever is spread. And I recently wrote an article about spread, but spread is just this concept of paying less for the homes today because you think either HPA is not going to go up or it's actually going to go down. And so it's not really HPA. I've called it spread, even though functionally it is them just pricing HPA. But similarly, like this shows how in a flat market, in an up market, in a down market, Opendoor can maintain the exact same gross profit margin. But I think if you're just looking at this company superficially, you're like, of course, this company's going to do well in an up market, but in a down market, they're going to be holding all this inventory and it's going to go down. And it's like, there's a lot more nuance to it.
Sure. So basically the way that they mitigate the down market is through this portfolio approach. If you're to simplify it for the layman, that's basically what's happening.
I mean, there's so much, like, for example, outside of the spread, right? That's just for buying the inventory, right? But then the question is, Okay, well, what if you have $6 billion in inventory on your books that you've already bought? What happens if home prices crash 20% overnight? Um, I get that question all the time. There's so many points to this. One, 33% of Opendoor's inventory is under contract at any given time, right? So they're protected. So it's not 6 billion, right? It's more like 4 billion in this example. Two,
What does it mean by under contract? Does that mean that the house hasn't yet gone through?
yeah. So there's a lag. There's a lag in sales. So like if I make a contract, if I go under contract with a consumer, I'm Opendoor and you're buying a house for me, it usually takes about 30 days for all the the legal documents, the financing, everything to go through. And so that's like considered under contract. Not all of them ultimately go through, but a large enough percentage that, while they're under contract, homes aren't exposed to home price appreciation. And so, that inventory, 33% of inventory at any given time is not exposed to home price appreciation.